Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. You are listening to a commentary track for Day 11 of the 1964 Haru Basho. That is the March contest. The video coverage can be found on the Japan Sumo Association's YouTube channel and accessed with a $9 monthly membership. I'll leave a link for that down below. As usual, I'll count backwards from 3, 3, 2, 1 as I hit the N in 1. I'll click play on the video coverage. You'll do the same, and we'll be in sync for the day's action. And without any further ado, I'll just get us started here as we begin the last third of the 1964 Haru Basho. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Chiano Fuji, Archive. Alright, Kashiwado and Taiho remain our two co-leaders, with Kitabayama 1 point behind. Toshihikari's withdrawal means that we'll need a Juryo guest, and now we have 3 total Makunochi Dikishi absent, or Kyujo. First up is Shinyumaku Tamanoshima up against Juryo guest Oiteyama from the Oitekaze stable. And even start, both pushing on the chest. Oiteyama looks for that shallow grip with the right. It looks like he's got it. Tamanoshima trying to move inside with the right himself. He's synced up that grip. Oiteyama is reaching for that left on the belt, but couldn't quite make it happen. He's trying again. Almost there. Middle grip now. He's sunk it up. Oiteyama's on that outside left. Well, Tamanoshima's done the same. It looks like they're Yotsuzumo now. All 4 hands on. Inside right, outside left. And barreling in is Oiteyama, even putting on a bit of a leg trip, but flexing his back and pivoting him outward is Tamanoshima. So he comes out ahead of this one, brings their head-to-head to 2-1 now in Tamanoshima's favor, and he picks up his 7th win of the Basho, so one more will be Kachikoshi on his top division debut. So let's see what he can do. Kata Onami stables Tamanoshima. Now here's Aono Sato in pretty good form up against Udagawa. They're both grapplers. Udagawa a little bit more technical of the two. It's a 6-5 head-to-head in Aono Sato's favor, relatively even. Hard charge from Aono Sato, picks up the shallow of the right inside. And he's twisting Udagawa. Udagawa looks like he's trying for an inside throw, but not caught up on the belt, so not enough leverage. He's not even really very deep inside with the right. Aono Sato, he's got a grip with that outside right. Now it's an inside right. He dashes forward and then pulls down Udagawa. So Shitate Dashinage, perhaps, an underarm pulling throw, they would call that. And that is Kachikoshi for Aono Sato. That's his winning record for this Basho. So he'll be moving back up the chart. Udagawa, meanwhile, falls to his 7th loss, so one more is his Makekoshi. Well, now it's Waka Naruto from the Kasugano stable up against Maedagawa from the Takasago stable. It's a 1-0 head-to-head in Waka Naruto's favor. Just try not to get blasted out. And he somewhat blunts the charge of Maedagawa there, and now he's inside left, outside right as Waka Naruto, so the grappling game should favor him. He flexes his back and tries to lift out Maedagawa, but as the tables turned on him, Maedagawa plants his feet back down, gets to some lifting of his own, and it looks to me like he manages to send Waka Naruto out of the ring underneath him. And the Goombay goes the way of Maedagawa. That is Maedagawa's Kachikoshi, his 8th win of the Basho. So he'll be moving back up the Banzuke, perhaps to replace Fujinishiki as the top Dikishi at Takasago stable again. Here's Toyokuni. He is doing just fine on 5-5 in his first meeting now with Asasegawa, who's also got a 5-5 record. He's a Shinyumaku Asasegawa, new to the division. And I'll have to try the Tachiai again. Both these Dikishi are pretty good open. Toyokuni is certainly a pusher by trade. Asasegawa is okay inside left. And a good charge from Toyokuni. They're really stabbing at the throat there. Just harpoons Asasegawa's neck and shuffles him out. So Toyokuni A pretty aggressive and forceful win there. Moves to 6-5. Asasegawa loses his first match with the Tokitsukaze thruster. Falls to 5-6. Pretty good stuff from Toyokuni there. Here is Waka Tenryu, the lightweight grappler from Hanakago Stable, up against Wakanami, the small lifting specialist from Tatsunami Stable. Nice wrap inside there from Wakanami. Gets his left inside quickly. Outside right is Waka Tenryu. Looks like they're kind of grappling on the other side there. Trying for a lift is Wakanami. A little bit of a leg trip there from Waka Tenryu. Wakanami keeps trying. Keeps bending backwards and, well, it's not really clear what happened there. Certainly Waka Tenryu was on top of Wakanami. Now, although it was a valiant effort, it looks like Waka Tenryu gets the nod. So I'll call that Yori Taoshi, a crush out. Waka Tenryu knew what to expect from Wakanami. He'll always try lifting if he can. But now Waka Tenryu moves to 5-6, while Wakanami moves to 6-5. And now their head-to-head is even, 3-3. Here's Ogi no Hana. If he wins today, it's his Kachikoshi. He's up against Fusanishiki. Ogi no Hana, the grappler from Deiwano Umi. Fusanishiki, an Oshi specialist. Good push from Fusanishiki, but Ogi no Hana slips in Morozashi and finishes things Yorikiri. Well, that's about what you'd expect to see. A grappler against a pusher. Ogi no Hana doesn't shy away from the charge, but he does do well to lower his level. Cut inside to stop Fusanishiki in his tracks. And that's his Kachikoshi, so Ogi no Hana has a winning record for Haru. And here is Ogi no Hana's senior stablemate, Dewanishiki, up against Haguro Gawa from the Tatsunami stable. A low start from Dewanishiki receives Haguro Gawa, but does manage to cut inside with the left. Haguro Gawa hikes up the outside right and finishes Dewanishiki Yorikiri. So a fine catch from Dewanishiki, but not really able to generate much power. Haguro Gawa, he is no joke when it comes to grips. Now the head-to-head has moved from 8-4 to 9-4 in Haguro Gawa's favor. Still in his prime, unlike Dewanishiki. Well, here is another Tatsunami versus Deiwano Umi matchup. It's Haguro Yama against Kane no Hana. And pushing away as Kane no Hana gets to some thrusting, some slapping, trying to keep Haguro Yama off the belt. Haguro Yama finally gets that inside right. And it looked like he just about managed to push out Kane no Hana before he fell on his chest. He gets the nod from the Gyoji, no one protests, and so Haguro Yama protects himself from a Makekoshi for one more day. Still sitting on that 7th loss. And that's where Kane no Hana is sitting now as well. They're both 4-7 coming out of today. And the head-to-head moves to 10-0 in Haguro Yama's favor. Can you believe it? Well, now it's Wakachichibu. He already has a losing record. So does his opponent Amatsukaze, worse yet, with a 1-9 to Wakachichibu's 2-8. It's a 4-2 head-to-head in Wakachichibu's favor. A low charge from Amatsukaze, hands to the chest. Now he's locked up the arms and finishes things Yorikiri. So a decent tachi-ai, good follow-through from Amatsukaze. Good aggression there to even things up with Wakachichibu. Now they're both 2-9. Relatively high-ranked, so I don't think either is really in too much danger of leaving the division altogether, even with their scores at the state they are. Well, Sawa Hikari, he really opened up the Basho with a bang, 5 opening wins, but has since kind of faltered. Up against Kairyu Yama. It's a 1-1 head-to-head. And reaching up for the face, but kind of missing a bit there is Sawa Hikari, but he ducks back down and picks up the inside right. Kairyu Yama's looking for that outside left. Now he's doing an armbar throw. Doesn't quite finish things, so now he's inside with the left and pushing Sawa Hikari on the edge, finishing things Yorikiri. So Sawa Hikari not exactly in great form today. Kairyu Yama managed to recover pretty well there from the initial attack and just kept up the pressure of Sawa Hikari. He's good on the offense, but just didn't really land very well on the tachi-ai. Sort of ended up just scraping the face of Kairyu Yama as Kairyu Yama worked his way onto the belt and then onto the arm and then back onto the belt again. Alright, well, it's the halfway mark of today's action, so the Shinpan are shuffling out. The next set of ringside judges, Kairuyama, will have to wait. Since he's the winning Dikishi, I'll be handing off the power water to the guy coming up next on his side. Well, hey, there's Futagoyama, the former Waka no Hana. Sitting down next to Tsune Nishiki and Tsurugamine there. Looks like a relatively packed house on day 11. Alright, it's Wakamiyama up against Tsurugamine. Wakamiyama won their first encounter in the last Basho. Tsurugamine is in great form this time out. Let's see if he can even the record. Trying to get inside there with the left, it's Tsurugamine. He's inside with the right already. And grip flip, Morozashi for Tsurugamine, but his heel's already on the edge, and Wakamiyama finishes him Yorikiri. So the big man wins out, Wakamiyama. He's really no joke. You can't waste any time with him, or else he'll just end up smothering you and sending you out the ring. Moves to his 5th win. So he might yet get a Kachikoshi, keep moving up the Banzuke. Tsurugamine, stuck on win number 7, no Kachikoshi yet. Alrighty, here's Waka Haguro, stablemate to Wakamiyama, up against Tsune Nishiki. Still yet to pick up a win. He's 10 straight losses for Haru. Charging in at Tsune Nishiki, but now he's having to pull back. Waka Haguro moves forward. Now Tsune Nishiki's inside left, outside right. Pulling away, jostling a bit here. Maybe he's hoping for a throw. Waka Haguro's pretty heavy to just a Yori, but oh my goodness, it's a Yori. Tsune Nishiki driving forward, thrusting his gut in there, and just going all out to even things up with Waka Haguro on day 11. Both these Dikishi come out with a 1-10 record, so Tsune Nishiki picks up his first win at his peak rank of Maegashira 1. This is his best ever on the Banzuke. Looks like he won't be making a Sanyaku debut anytime soon, unfortunately. Fuji Nishiki. He'll be moving down the chart for the next outing, but for now he's got Myo Budani, who can still salvage his Komusubi outing. 6-3 head-to-head of Myo Budani's favor. Myo Budani's inside with the left. He's moving forward. Now he's outside with the right. They're in the middle of the ring. Fuji Nishiki's keeping himself from getting finished off too quickly. Now lifting is Myo Budani. That's his specialty, and he wins out Yorikiri. Fuji Nishiki couldn't really get a good forward charge going. He's got a strong lower body, but if you're being lifted off your feet, can't generate a lot of power. Myo Budani uses his height, his strong back to his advantage, and moves to his 6th win here on day 11. So he might be able to hold his Komusubi position. Maybe move back up the Banzuke. And now the heading is 7-3, head-to-head between Myo Budani and Fuji Nishiki. Well, here's Kitano Fuji. One more loss will be his losing record. And this is his first time meeting with Iwakaze, who's in the same boat. Both are 3-7. The Crouching Tiger should come out low. The Crouching Tiger, of course, being Iwakaze. Always with a low Tachiai. Kitano Fuji likes to blast out. And Kitano Fuji's caught in the jaws here. Iwakaze's got the outside left. And looks like he doesn't even need an inside right. He just drags that outside grip, hustles back, and sends Kitano Fuji spilling forward. So Uwate Dashinage, overarm pulling throw. Iwakaze gets his 4th win. Kitano Fuji, on his Komusubi debut, has registered a Makekoshi, or losing record, so he'll be moving back down the chart. Well, to be expected. One's Komusubi debut is rarely ever a successful affair. Here is Kitano Fuji's senior stablemate, Sadano Yama. In pretty good form, he's up against Daigo, the top man at Hanakago stable. One's called Wakamisugi, the name he won a championship under. And Daigo dodges the charge there a bit, a little baby Nashi. Trying for an headlock throw with Sadano Yama, but he gets slipped and pushed out by Daigo. So Oshidashi there for Daigo. So Daigo Evidently conceded the power match, as it were. He didn't want to take Sato no Yama head on. Kind of slipped the initial charge and then tried to slip his way out of the following attacks. And it worked out. Daigo gets his 7th win. Sato no Yama picks up his 3rd loss. Now it's Kiyokuni. On his Sekiwake debut, he is up against Ozeki Yutakayama. And this is their first meeting. Yutakayama's picked up some losses recently, but has otherwise been in pretty good form this Basho. Fast start from Kiyokuni's inside left, but has his heels on the edge pretty quick. Yutakayama gets a excuse me, a Yorikiri victory. So overwhelms Kiyokuni there. Really good tachiai there. Resembled Terukuni somewhat. That sort of waiting fist and quick kind of low angle tap football charge. The spider tachiai. Well, Yutakayama gets his 8th win. That's his Makikoshi. That's his his Kachikoshi. So good for him. First Yokozuna match has the undefeated Taiho up against Kainoyama. It's a 7-1 head-to-head in Taiho's favor. So he should be expected to keep the winning streak going. Kainoyama, meanwhile, isn't exactly blowing anybody out of the water this Basho, but he charges in hard, tries to get his hands inside there, but is a little over-eager. He keeps getting pushed off by Taiho, and finally Taiho just pulls him down. So a pretty easy Hataki Komi victory for Taiho. Wins out against the Dikishi pretty much half his size, but you'll notice the Yokozuna is not over-eager. Doesn't overdo the charge, doesn't try to blast out Kainoyama too quickly. He just holds his ground and wins out. Now it's Tochi no Umi. New to the Yokozuna rank. Today could be his day for Kachikoshi. Finally gets some pressure off. And he's got Hirokawa, a pusher from Miyagino stable. It's a 2-0 head-to-head in Tochi no Umi's favor. So if he can get inside, he should be expected to win. He's got the shallow right grip and runs, finishing Tochi no Umi, or finishing Hirokawa rather. Yorikiri, Tochi no Umi picks up his 8th win. Kachikoshi for the new Yokozuna. Well, that was pretty good sumo. Tochi no Umi has put the opening week losses behind him. A couple more like that, and he can break double digits, and I think be somewhat satisfied with his debut. Well, here is Kitabayama. This is his last chance to keep himself in the Yusho race. He's up against undefeated Yokozuna Kashiwado. Now their head-to-head is about 13-2, or 13-12 rather, in Kashiwado's favor. It's very close, near even. So this should be Kashiwado's toughest test for the Basho, certainly. If Kitabayama loses here, he'll move to 3 losses and I think be well and good out of the race. As far as the momentum is concerned, Kashiwado can't afford to take a loss if he wants to keep pace with Taiho. Hard charge from Kashiwado. He's inside with the right, trying to keep his belt protected, but Kashiwado's got the outside left. Kitabayama's got his heels on the edge. Kashiwado's lifting and then crushes Kitabayama. Trying to pivot, trying to throw at the very last, but I think this is pretty well in the Yokozuna's favor here. Kashiwado gets a Yoritaoshi crush out victory and another hard fall, as he is prone to do. Well, he doesn't look seriously injured. Kashiwado moves to 11 straight wins. Kitabayama falls to his 3rd loss. So the Yusho race, I think, can be well and truly said to be in the hands of the Yokozuna here. Taiho and Kashiwado. Who will be the first to drop a win? Or drop a loss, rather? Maybe they'll both take it to the end 14-14. Wouldn't that be nice? Well, we'll see. Thank you for joining me.